Hi everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be putting up a bunch of spruce seedlings which I've just pulled up from the side of the road. They're just about to get munched, so I salvage them as much root as I can, so we'll spin round. So they're all in here. Don't know how many I've got, I can't remember. Most of them come up really easily because they're growing in like moss on the side of the road, so we'll see how they go. So I've just opened up the bag and I'm going to count them out one at a time and chuck them down in my bucket of water. So as you can see, I've just pulled up the root ball. They're growing on just the road surface in this sort of stuff, so the roots are nice and flat already, hopefully, and pretty salvageable. There's two. There's three. That's quite a big one. Get it out. It's all tangled up in this bag. All sorts of weird moss stuff going on there as well. It's quite cool. So there's that. Might even be some more seedlings down there. I'm not sure what they are. If they're just mossy, but we can have a look later. So what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Little tiny one. 6. Another smaller one. 7. And another small one. 8. So 8 little trees. Potentially some sort of weird little seedling things growing on here as well. Not sure what they are. Put that down there as well. We can put them on the landscape. And I also picked up a little rhododendron, sort of like a wild one, and pulled out with some roots. Did break a few, but we'll see. It's kind of like growing off of a root from another one, so might put them in the landscape with it. And one thing is planting it in one of these. I've got some moss and stuff in that one, and then just placing it on the ground and keeping it moist. We'll see how they do in there. They should do quite well. Right, so I decided to plant a little forest out of these spruces into this, just a basket thing, and I've got all this moss that I've been collecting. I think I'm just going to kind of mix it in with soil, and it should hold in quite a lot of moisture. Put some grit in there and some compost, and that's basically what they're growing in, so they should be quite happy. We can just arrange them in here quite nicely. Some nice little trees in that lot. That's a nice one. So we'll see how it goes. So what I'm going to do is sort of spread this moss out along the bottom. It's just sphagnum moss and salvaged stuff off of plots and stuff. And I'll mix in some soil and stuff, put that on top, and we'll plant the forest there. It should stop the soil washing through as much and hold in some moisture. So that's the plan. I'm going to put them 8 spruce in there and that one rhododendron from out there. I'll go get that and bring it in. Okay, so I'm going to start parting the trees now. So I've just mixed up some gritty compost as usual. I've been working it into the moss, filling it up quite a good way for now. I'm going to plant these little trees. So there's one, I'm not going to disturb the roots too much. I will get this grass out, but I'm not too worried about the moss and other things that are growing in there. They might be quite nice. So we'll leave some of them. And I'm just going to go one tree at a time and place them where I think it doesn't matter too much. I'm not going for anything amazing at the moment. So I'm just going to kind of press them in on there. I've got some more soil. One at a time, and then put a handful around them. Make sure they're straight. Got a nice big one here with all sorts growing on there, so you put the big ones towards the front normally, but so I'm not going for finished planting as such. So I'm just going to try and fit them all in best I can, make it look okay. Here's another one. So I'll leave all that moss on there, just clear these grass roots out. That one can go there. And you can move them around and adjust them, but I'm just putting them in to grow for a bit. I've got that rhododendron as well, so even though it grows a bit differently and a bit faster, I might just pop it in there, just might give them a bit of shade and stuff when it starts growing, if this survives. Some little small ones I can put around the back somewhere. I'm not doing anything to the roots yet, and some of the roots are going to be terrible, but when we repot it again we can sort them out a bit more. And they grow really fast, so fully expect them to be 2 times the size by the end of the year, probably, at least. So, how many have I got? One more, little tiny one with not much root, but you never know. It's probably enough for it to survive. I'll just poke that in the back somewhere. And then I'll give it a good water in a minute. Just top up the soil where it needs to be done. I can go quite high with the soil because it'll settle soon. And we can top it up as well if we need to, because the moss and that will gradually break down, so this will all wash through. That big one at the back there is quite good, I think. And the rhododendron there. So I think that'll do for now. And I'll just give it a good water and we'll let them grow for a bit. Okay, so I've got the plant outside now. So I'm going to give it a water. But I'm just going to put a few rocks around. Got some nice flat rocks just to fill in some of the big spaces in case something digs in here or something tries to pull a tree out. Just keep it in place a bit, hopefully. And then I'm just going to put a few bits of grit on the top, just around the bases of the trees and that, just to keep some moisture in and pin them down a bit more. And I'll give it a good water. Okay, so I'm just topping the stones up, finishing everything off. And I'll give it a good water. So give it a proper good drink. Let it all drain through and settle all the soil, make sure there's no empty pockets in there. And all I do is keep it really well watered for now. Find somewhere to put it. Haven't decided yet. Okay, so I'll show you what we've made today out of our little spruce trees and our rhododendron. So, nice little forest. I'll try and keep it pruned and we'll just see what happens. They might grow too fast and get a bit out of control, and we can chop them all back. And we might have to put it in something else at some point, but I'm quite happy with it for now. So, give you one last little look at the forest. So I didn't have a front in mind, obviously I'll just place them where I thought looked good for now. I think that's quite a nice sort of front. That side could even be better. You can see the rhododendron. And we've got the big trees at the front and the little ones behind. So yeah, think about there if I was going to choose. Which is quite good because that's the front of this side. Okay everyone, so hopefully you've got a good shot there. That's what we made. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully you can do something similar yourself. Go and find some little seedlings. It's all experimental, we'll see what happens. So I'll keep you updated on this everyone. I'll see you next time.